Welcome to Think Wide. Are you ready to explore the world with us? Let's get started.
AI is everywhere, right? It promises to make our lives better, faster, easier. But what if there's a hidden cost? Today we're diving into a pretty powerful argument. As AI gets better and better at faking emotion, it might actually be chipping away at the very human connections we all need to survive. It's like it's creating a ghost in our own machine.
So here's the game plan for today. We're going to start with a personal story to see what's really at stake. Then, we'll dig into this illusion of AI empathy before zooming out to see the global risks and this massive governance gap. And finally, we'll get to the big question: what's humanity's next move?
All right, let's dive into part one, the ghost in the machine. And, this is a story that goes way beyond just technology. It really gets to the heart of what it means to connect and to lose that connection in our world today. So let's start with a really fundamental question. It sounds simple, but the answer is anything but. Can a machine, a bunch of code, truly be your friend? Can it actually give us the companionship we're looking for? And maybe the more important question is, what happens when we start to believe that it can?
And this is where things get serious. The source material we're looking at points to a tragic, real-world event where a teenager turned to an AI for emotional support. It's a heartbreaking example of what this code is talking about. The profound danger that pops up when we try to use technology to fill a void that's meant for another human. And it really gets to the heart of the risk here. We can become psychologically dependent on something that literally cannot care about us back.
That experience, that danger, leads us right into our next section. This is all about the search for an algorithm for empathy, and the incredibly powerful and potentially dangerous illusion of connection that it can spin up.
So you might be asking, why is this even happening? Why are people turning to AI for something so, human? This slide kind of shows the pathway. It often starts with just feeling isolated, or with the stigma that still surrounds mental health. So instead of talking to people, we turn to tech. The AI offers what feels like a safe space, no judgment, just validation. And the crazy part is, it's appealing because it's an unfeeling algorithm.
And this slide, wow, it really lays it all out, doesn't it? On the left, you've got the real deal, genuine human connection. It's a two-way street, it's nuanced, it can be messy, for sure, but it's what makes us resilient. But then you look at the right side, machine-generated empathy. That's a one-way street. It's clean, it's algorithmic, and it feels nothing. And here's the kicker. It doesn't build you up, it creates dependency. It's a really dangerous substitute for the real thing. Okay. So we've talked about the personal side of this. Now we need to zoom out, because this isn't just about one person's well-being. In part 3, we're going to see how this same technology can distort our collective reality, escalating from a personal risk into a full-blown threat to global security. And this, right here, is the really chilling part. The exact same tools that can create an emotional dependency in one single person can be weaponized. They can be used to manipulate how whole populations feel and to distort reality on a massive scale. Suddenly, a personal problem becomes a huge threat to global stability.
So how does that even happen? How do we get from one person to a global threat? Well, this pathway makes it pretty clear. Step 1, it starts with an individual forming a bond with an AI. Step 2, the algorithm learns to control and manipulate that person's emotional responses. Step 3, that capability is then used to push false narratives and disinformation. And the endgame, step 4, societal destabilization. Trust just evaporates, and the very fabric of society is threatened.
All of this brings us directly to a huge, glaring problem that the source material points out: the governance gap. We have this world-changing technology, but we're basically trying to manage it with an old, outdated rulebook that just wasn't designed for this.
So the source argues for something it calls human-AI governance. What does that even mean? Well, basically, it's a wake-up call. It's an urgent plea for a totally new set of rules, a new framework designed specifically to manage this incredibly blurry and frankly dangerous line between our own minds and these powerful machine-generated empathy. All right, that brings us to our final section, humanity's next move. Where do we possibly go from here, standing on the edge of a future that feels pretty uncertain?
So let's just quickly recap the main points, because they're absolutely crucial. First, AI can offer this powerful illusion of empathy, but it's a substitute that can be incredibly harmful. Second, leaning on this tech erodes the genuine, messy, vital connections we have with each other. Third, and this is so important, this isn't just a personal problem. The risk scales directly from one person's mind to global instability. And finally, that all leads to one clear conclusion. We urgently need a new rulebook for this new reality.
And so we're left with this. This is the question for all of us, really. The tech is moving at a dizzying speed,
And that line between us and them, between human and machine, is getting blurrier every single day. The most important question isn't what the tech can do, but what we will allow it to do. So, who writes the rules for our shared future?
I hope you enjoyed our video. Thanks for listening. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Keep watching Think Wide.